What's up, YouTube? It's been a minute. I know. I've been lacking. But random stuff Saturday must continue. We got some interesting topics. I am going to talk about some drama that's been happening on YouTube and some stuff that happened a while ago. But I think I'll add like a different kind of insight as to what I think of the situation and possibly another perspective to look at it through, as well as what teams in the NFL I think will be successful next season and what teams I think need a quarterback immediately. And question of the week. Can you actually describe taste? Like, legitimately say, like, this tastes like this? Because I feel like we have no descriptive words to describe how something tastes without comparing it to something else. Like saying, like, oh, this tastes like Brussels sprouts, or this tastes like, well, crap, or whatever. There's no actual, like, oh, this tastes, yeah, other than saying something tastes good or bad. There's nothing else other than that. Yeah, let's get into it. Alright, I'm gonna talk about the Too Hype situation because, why not make a video on it, because I think people are missing a key point in the situation. This has to be looked at as a business. Too Hype's a brand. Just like every other brand, it's a entrepreneur. It's a business. It's a business. Whatever you want to, no matter, it's pretty much a partnership. And so, if you're going to be mad about the situation, I will say this. Don't be mad that they kicked out the people they did. Be mad that the way they did it. Because I can see why they would want to part ways, because it offers like more growth as a group and getting different members, and as well as like maybe produce, if you think you can produce better without a certain person in that group. I understand that like completely, like that makes sense to me. I can maybe see why they kicked out TD and stuff like that, but don't pretend like it's something other than a business decision. Don't try to make it personal. Nothing like that. Just say, hey, we think we could do better if we let you go. And you say it straight up. No false narratives. None of this, like, he said, she said bullcrap where, like, oh, he did this, or I don't actually have any proof of him doing this, but there's people who said that. Like, all that stuff is just, it's just not true. It's a business decision though, and I can understand it. Like I'm not justifying the way they did it. They should have been more upfront with the members that they kicked, but it's a business, and whenever you go in business with friends, it gets really risky, and that's advice I would give to anyone going into business with friends, because if something ends up not panning out and you're like, oh, this guy's not pulling his weight, or even if you're about to get kicked out of the group because you're not doing what you're supposed to do, it could happen. It's a business. Like, that's what it is. The minute you become a brand is the minute that you become a business, because you're making money off of the popularity of your stuff, just like any other business. With that being said, we're moving on. I'm going to talk about David Dobrik for a minute. There's no excuse. There's no excuse for what he's done. In terms of the amount of stuff, from what I've seen, I watched Dom's video. If you don't know who that is, Dirty Dom, he was part of the vlog squad. He did a video pretty much explaining like why, like what happened behind the scenes. But like the fact of the matter is, like, David should just be taking accountability at this point. There's no reason to try to cover it up or do anything besides that. It just makes you seem like you made a mistake, but instead of admitting it, you're going to try to cover it up. You're better off coming clean and coming to terms with what you did, even if it is horrible as it is, like making fun of someone who's fat. And honestly, like, the worst thing I think he did was he wouldn't even call someone by their own name because they resembled a celebrity. They called him freaking Jonah when his name is Nick. That's just... I've had, like, there's nothing more annoying than someone calling you something that you're not. And that's just the bottom line. Alright, last thing. Teams that I think will be very successful. A, the Browns. I could see the Browns doing probably not like super better because they did actually pretty well this season. So I could see them getting 1 or 2 wins and making it even to the AFC Conference Championship because their team is only gonna keep getting bolstered up by picks and stuff like that. And they have everything they need. They got a young secondary. They got a young QB. They got, if OBJ stays healthy, they'll have him and even Jarvis Landry, as well as guys like Myles Garrett. Even their O-line's not that bad, so I could definitely see them doing well. Surprisingly, another team on the list that I could see turning up is the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow, with the mixture of T. Higgins and Joe Mixon, have a chance of actually producing something great on offense. I can't really speak for the defense. It's not all there. I think they definitely have some holes to fill there. And then those are my 2 teams I have going, doing much better than they did last season. For teams that need a QB, I'm going with the Bears. Honestly, I gotta go with the Panthers. They just have no one right now. The Bears would be a playoff contending team if they had a legitimate QB other than bum-ass Trubisky. I mean, I was a big Mitch guy back in the day because the Bears are like my second favorite team. I'm a Patriots fan, but I do like Eddie Jackson. You can quote me on that. I got an Eddie Jackson jerseys. I followed him since he came into the league, and yeah, so I think I would like to see the Bears. They did go to the playoffs, but they didn't really have much of a chance going against teams like the Saints. They just don't have an offense to match. And then the Panthers, they have one of the best running backs. Sorry, not the best, but one of the best running backs, talent-wise. And even, receivers like DJ Moore and stuff like that, like Robbie Anderson. They're not bad receivers. They just need a guy who can actually sling the rock. All right. That will end the video for today. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have a double upload with a 2K video, and it will be edited, as well as a Mouthburn Monday makeup for last Monday because I recorded it and then my phone deleted the footage. So yeah, but there you go. That's my insights on what I think might be happening.